Please remember to like, subscribe and comment, as we love to hear back from our viewers. Also, if you enjoy our videos, please consider becoming a patron of our show through Patreon and or GoFundMe. Links are listed below the video in the description. From the deepest, darkest recesses of Dangerous Nerds headquarters, Keith Moncrief and Gerry Kissell.
Hey guys, another episode of Pop Culture Minefield with Keith.
And Gerry.
That's this guy. And we're going to be talking about, first, some Marvel stuff. Yes, I know, exciting news.
Yes.
We're going to start off with three main bullet points, which is one, I thought this was really cool that with all the hubbub that's going around about Captain Marvel taking over, blah, 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 and other rumors saying that a female Thor could be stepping in just like in the comic books, which would mean that old Thor, he doesn't die, he didn't go away, he just became a different iteration of his character.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't care. I'm all for some of these things, and he let me into something because there were some comics I didn't read. And Chris Hemsworth wants to continue playing Thor.
Yeah, because he's got a really good director to work with.
Yes, and he loves playing the character. And I got to be honest, he went from being somebody that nobody gave too much of a crap about as a character, after Ragnarok became one of the most beloved. Because people learned he's freaking funny.
Yeah.
And he's really good at ad-libbing. So people want to keep him. And I know I, for one, love Thor.
Yeah.
And he loves Thor. And then he brought up this other character because I said, well, what's going to happen if he gives up the hammer?
Well, Mjolnir was destroyed. But this is the new hammer, and this is the, what do they call this one?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But the second hammer, once he forges a new hammer, he gives it up, and that character,
Beta Ray Bill. Yeah.
Takes over. And and apparently he's a big fan favorite. That was a period of time where I think I stopped reading comics after 86 and read only graphic novels. And so I missed a lot of the new stuff and cool characters like Beta Ray Bill. So,
who actually,
but I do know who he is because
yeah.
I've seen the artwork. I know who he is. But
you can actually see Beta Ray Bill in Thor Ragnarok. That's one of the Easter eggs.
I got to go back because I don't remember seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, was he in the sculpture on the? Yeah, I spotted that. Yeah, okay. But anyway, exciting stuff, and I'm really happy that he wants to keep playing the character. And this all amongst all the negative hubbub that happened this week with Brie Larson's interviews, which I watched them, and they really are awkward. Don Cheadle, he shot her a dirty look. Did you catch that one?
No, I didn't.
She kept doing this to his arm, and he pulled his arm away, and he shot her the stink eye. And I was like, because they showed it in slow motion, her, and him going. Because there's a lot of hate towards Brie Larson right now on the web, and I don't hate her. I do not. I thought Captain Marvel was a good film. Not great. It was good. It was, but I think she's kind of a bit of a oddball person. She's just
that's a good word for it.
She doesn't really mesh with the rest of the crew, and you can see that awkwardness when she's doing these interviews with some of the cast, and they're all giving her funny looks because Hemsworth shot her 2 stink eyes during the interview twice. He gave her the what the heck did you just say kind of look, and I was like, but you don't know with him if he's just being funny. Or if he's really like, what are you talking about? We don't know. Wow. All I know is I'm really looking forward to this film, Avengers Endgame. Now, here's the thing. Variety just released the story.
Yeah.
And they were saying that, will they be able to, make their big first weekend release? And the fact is, they released the story after AMC announced that they were planning to run 24 hours a day over the weekends.
That's 2 and 4, baby.
Over the weekends, not weekend, weekends, because they're expecting such an onslaught of people wanting to see this film and probably seeing it multiple times, like that idiot that went to see Captain Marvel 100 times already. I'm like going, I get it if it was a great film, but 100 times for a mediocre Marvel film?
You know what? He's probably a Sam Jackson fan.
That's what it is. Well, oh, I almost said the bad word. doing my Sam Jackson.
We all did it mentally.
Yeah. Go see the movie, mother. Anyway, AMC's planning to do 24 hours a day for the weekends, and at least probably for the first month.
Yeah.
And that's going to be amazing. I know because I hate going to crowded theaters. I like semi-packed, but where it's comfortable and you can pick a good seat.
Yeah.
So I'll probably be going at 1 o'clock in the morning. So, and then the other news that came on the tail end of this, more Marvel news, of course, is Fantastic Four.
Yeah. It's looking now like Kevin Feige saying that it'll probably be easier to bring the Fantastic Four into the MCU than the X-Men.
Well, you look at their costumes for the Avengers, and it's so close to one iteration of the Fantastic Four's costume.
Plus, there's not that many characters.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier. It's like, hey, here's the Fantastic Four. Meanwhile, with the X-Men, you can wait
it's the Fantastic 1/4 dozen, 1/3 dozen, whatever.
You got to keep introducing. I mean, they got so many characters in the X-Men. It's pretty much like, hey, it's the Marvel Universe versus the X-Men.
Yeah, because the X-Men have so many different characters. I mean, plus all their enemies.
Yeah.
Including Magneto and his little pals.
Which, again, as I've been saying, is another reason why I can understand some of you that got upset when Fox lost control. And it's like, oh, the MCU. Trust me, it is far better for the X-Men to be in the hands of Kevin Feige and the rest of the MCU than they ever were in Fox. Because you had so many characters to pick from. Why would you need to change characters? Why would you need to change genders? Why would you... Look, I know there are some people that think Days of Future Past is their ultimate movie. Days of Future Past is a partially good movie, but it's logical when you have a time traveler in the movie and you decide to still turn it into a Wolverine-centric film.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Because of...
Yeah, it's Wolverine-centric, and it was more about the love of the money than it was about the love of the source material.
Yeah. And there's never been, with Laura Schuller Donner...
And the rest of the producers...
any love for the source material.
There's none.
So,
Zero.
That pretty much sums up our Marvel news for the day. So I guess we'll move on to this little project. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of Star Trek, but
sounds familiar.
Star Trek Picard, apparently. I mean, it's really funny because I see all these headlines going, delays, delays, delays. And then like at the end of the day, begins filming. I love that. Delays? Delays? Oh, wait, no, it started filming. It's lensing right now. They got a few new cast members, and I was reading that today, which looks really good. But the big thing here is, do we give a crap? Should we give a crap? Because as much as I love Patrick Stewart, can Patrick Stewart save it from Kurtzman? Because Kurtzman is just a horrible human being, just horrible. He has just destroyed Star Trek, and once again, I always get their names confused. Harve Bennett. He is the illegitimate bastard child of Harve Bennett from the original films and stuff, because Star Trek films from the original series. And Harve Bennett was a real dickhead that just absolutely tried his best to Alex Kurtzman the original series. And he ran into some problems with
the original film series.
Yeah, the original film series with the original crew. And he ran into this one personality known as Leonard Nimoy. and found some resistance from him, which is one of the reasons why he gained more power during the productions that he was involved with, because he didn't want Harv Bennett
Yeah.
to mess up the show. So Harv Bennett handed his legacy over in 2009 to this guy named Alex Kurtzman. And a lot of this stuff I learned because of this guy right here. I learned a lot of stuff from him. And in fact, last night during a very long chat when I was trying to sleep, he and Susan, who's going to start on Thursday, by the way.
Hi, Susan.
Hi, Susan. She's going to be doing that once a week spot. And you guys might know her from Nerderotic. She's also part of 1428elm.com. She's an amazing critic, amazing writer. She's doing an interview with my boss, Josh Becker. And I love her. She's really cool.
The Susan spot.
The Susan spot. I'm actually think I'm going to call it Nerds Day with Susan.
That's even better.
Nerds Day. And I'm going to cross out the thirds and write in nerds, and that'll be her logo. Nerds Day with Susan. And her spot's going to just basically go on rants, and this week she's going to be having a neat rant about the $6 billion man. And I'm looking forward to hearing what she has to say, because she, like Keith, knows a lot about film, even though she learned a lot from him last night.
Oh, no. Yeah, you know what? I know random things. Susan's that good, plus.
Yes, it's true. She's really knowledgeable, but she was impressed with you. And I was giggling reading them talking. I was just sitting there just reading. And I got up like 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning to pee, because that's what guys in their 50s do. And I look and they're talking, and I'm like, okay. So I'm like going in there, and I said something deranged about Harv Bennett. And I said that Nicholas Meyer was the guy who saved Star Trek in so many ways. Somewhere between him and Leonard Nimoy, managed to keep Harv Bennett at bay.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they got into this great discussion about Star Trek V, how he got ruined, and I think we've talked about it on the show before. Mm-hmm. So it's great stuff. But now we've got this guy Alex Kurtzman with Picard. And he's the same thing as Harv Bennett. He doesn't understand Star Trek. He proclaims himself to be this master love of Star Trek, but he only loves his Star Trek. And he doesn't give two shits about our Star Trek, the Star Trek we grew up on.
Yeah, the one that Roddenberry
had
a hand in.
Yeah,
you know.
Just a little hand.
Yeah.
And he just sort of takes his shit all over it. And I watched the finale of Discovery and their attempt at bringing everything back to canon. He's not seen it yet. He will see it. And in fact, he's probably going to see it this week, the entire season. I DVR'd the whole thing, so he's gonna watch it. So basically, there was this big proclamation they're going to bring it to canon, and they took it down to the last 2 minutes, and they still managed to F it up. And I'm not going to say what happened, because there's still some of you guys who haven't seen it yet. So watch it. But in the last 2 minutes, they still managed to F it up. But what they did do was open a door to hope. And one of those hopes is, apparently Alex Kurtzman had some authority taken away from him with, I just forget her name, the new showrunner. Mm-hmm. Now, she's nowhere as smart as even him, because she helped co-write that final episode, and it was dumb. It was just a dumb episode. Stupid. And badly written. Horrible plotting. Terrible use of devices.
Are you sure you want me to actually watch that?
You have to watch it. As a true diehard Star Trek fan, I think it is our responsibility
to suffer
for our love.
Yeah.
Now, their involvement with Picard scares me, because how he knows what they're going to do. And the only hope is that Patrick Stewart somehow manages to keep them on track. I don't know. We're not going to know until we see it. And that's a fact. You can sit there, and I know a lot of you guys, Gary Biegler, he'll be second-guessing everything. It's what they do. I'm not going to do that, because I don't know if it's going to be shit or not. I assume it will be.
2 words for you.
What's that?
Akiva Goldsman.
I like Akiva Goldsman.
Yeah, okay, that makes one of us.
No, I'm serious. I watched her porn when I was younger. I forget who the hell is Akiva Goldsman.
The
It had something to do with Star Trek.
Yeah, well,
the movie, the latest movies.
Yeah, well, Akiva Goldsman is one of the head writers, or the head writer for Picard, and he was personally picked by.
Oh, then
Kurtzman.
You know he's shit. If
Yeah,
Kurtzman picked him, you know he's
yeah.
shit. Kurtzman only picks the absolute worst writers. He is that jealous, ugly person that always wants to hang out with people uglier than them, so they look better. And that's how he is with his writers. He always looks for writers that are worse than him, and he's one of the worst writers. So he looks better, but he's not very good. He's terrible. And I know this from people that's worked with him too. They said the same thing. He's not a very good writer. And yet he got this. He lucks into things. He just absolutely just gets so lucky. Things
like Hawaii 5-0.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So, and he destroys everything he touches. He's broken everything.
Fringe, but he didn't last very long when they had to hand that over to two other people.
Yeah, it was somebody that knew what they were doing because it was real science fiction. So, Patrick Stewart right now currently is the only hope of that show not sucking. And of course, episode 1 and 2 is going to be directed by somebody I know nothing about. I don't know if they're virtue signaling here by having a woman, because that's what they're bragging about, is the first Star Trek with a woman. It's like, is that why you did this? Not because she's a good director, but because you wanted to have a woman direct it.
Yeah.
That bugs me. What you want when you're starting a series is absolutely the best person. Is she absolutely the best person? Or is she getting the job because of who she is?
I'd like to think that she is the best person for the job.
I'm crossing my fingers and hoping so.
Yeah.
But we do have episode 3 and 4 to look forward to, because our man Jonathan Frakes will be directing those two. And he knows and loves Star Trek. So that's our hope. But anyway, that's it for Star Trek talk. Oh, should we have a logo for that? Star Trek talk. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to put a logo right there across the top. Star Trek talk. It's already up there. And I'm talking about it because that's how dumb I am.
Welcome to Kurtzman's Corner.
Now, I don't know. Have you been keeping up on Chucky?
Not as much as I should.
You should. I'm still not sure how I feel about it because...
Well, let's catch everybody up. Now, the way I understood it, that this new movie, Child's Play, is by a whole different set of creators, and that the people who did the original Child's Play are still making their own movies and have their own thing that they can do. And
that is what I heard before. I don't know if that's still true now, because I know also Sci-Fi Channel is supposed to be doing a Chucky TV series, a Child's Play. And I don't know what association it has with this film or with the other franchise.
Well,
are they going to be 3 different franchises? I don't know. It's so confusing. But
wait a minute, we can do all that, and we can't get
a man back on the moon? What? No way.
And we can't get Firefly back on TV?
That is... And they keep... Oh, my God. They keep just trying to build our hopes with, they had a meeting. There was talk. There's a rumor. I would be open to, a cast member says. Oh, the director says, it would be really not... it's like, we keep hearing this stuff for years.
Well, I did confirm recently that, just to double check, Disney now has Buffy, Angel, and Firefly. And we have heard squat about what they want to do with it.
Or with The Simpsons. Still nothing.
Disney.
What's up?
I mean,
what's going on there?
The ball's in your corner.
I tell you,
what are you doing?
You bought everything up. You control the neighborhood now.
You got Buffy now.
Hey. Capiche? So, I don't know. But with Chucky, one thing I do have to say for the film is I'm intrigued by what they're doing, because they're taking the mystical elements out of it and making this a modern iteration where it deals with technology. It is straight up sci-fi horror. And basically, can AI your Alexa kill you. And that's what he's part of. He's part of the control program. And
so basically, this is like a prequel to the Terminator.
That's exactly what I said on my Facebook page. I said that. I said, this sounds sort of like a prequel to the Terminator. And Christoph Perry, I think, made a joke about it and put up the Skynet animation. So, what's up, Christoph Perry? He got blacklisted on his one account, so we had to open a new account. He gets too political. I don't do that because I'm a nice guy. But I got to tell you, I watched the trailer and it looks like it's going to be gory as hell. A lot of killings. He's going to be, and this is the one. Is this the one Mark Hamill's doing the voice of Chucky?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's going to be playing Chucky, and Chucky is AI. Mm-hmm. And but I'm curious if they're going to do something like what they do with that Johnny Depp movie, where he put part of his mind into it, because that could bring some of the elements from the original film into it by somebody putting themselves into the system. And that gums it up. That causes the problem.
I see where you're going. But...
And I'm curious if that's what they're going to do. Because that'll still keep the criminal mind of, what's his name? The serial killer Satanist.
The
character that put himself in Chucky.
Yeah.
And why is that name escaping me? Brad Dourif played him.
Hi, Brad.
I love you, Brad. So, but basically, I'm wondering if they're going to do that as a nod to the original films. Because it would make sense if somebody tried to put their mind or brain up into the AI and messed it up. Or is it just going to be straight sci-fi, AI goes haywire and starts stabby killing people?
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see, but I like the trailer. Not sure if I like the story, but we'll see. I'm always open to any good ideas. But I guess that's pretty much it for me on that subject. You got anything else you want to add to it?
Nope.
I guess we're going to sign off. So that's Keith.
That's Gary.
And this is Pop Culture Minefield signing off. See you guys tomorrow. Woo! Y'all come back now, you hear?